Must mention at the start of the review that I've gotten the game key for free. Trial of the Gods Siralim CCG is a card game most similar to Triple Triad from Final Fantasy. If you never played Triple Triad, the basic rule is, every card has a number of each direction on it, you have 4x4 board, when you place a card and its side touches a card side that has a smaller number than yours, you gain a point. Now, before I get into pros and cons, I must tell you that Siralim CCG took this concept and added a whole bunch of extra rules to it, so it's not just Triple Triad. For example, if your card's number that is touching the other card is twice as big, you take the other card to the side and gain 2 points. If it is just larger than the other card's number, then the card becomes grey, as it belongs neither to you nor your opponent. Now, if you or your opponent put a card with a bigger number next to a grey card, even if the number is not twice as big, the card will turn the same color as the card with the bigger number, and either you or your opponent will score those points. Almost every card has a special ability, such as some card will get stronger by sitting in your hand for longer, others will debuff the cards next to them by 1, others will buff ally cards, and so on and so forth. Lastly, there's also a system of card advantage. Cards are divided into different categories based on their element, and some elements are strong against other elements, meaning that if you place a card that's strong against your enemy card, your card will automatically gain a +1. This is without getting into extra systems, such as perks and enchantments. Siralim CCG took a Triple Triad and made it into a quite complex game, but not so complex that it would be too difficult for the average user. Pros. See me trying to explain to you the rules of Siralim CCG make it sound so much more complex than it appeared after I did the in-game tutorial. The game has an excellent tutorial that takes about 3 minutes to do that explains the gameplay perfectly. As you continue playing, extra layers of complexity open up. There's a perks system, where you unlock perks depending on which color cards you use most often, and then you can slot those into perk slots that gradually unlock as you level up. There's also an enchanting system, where you can sacrifice cards in order to strengthen a card, change its special ability, or upgrade it by tier. While you can probably play yourself into a corner, I had no issues going through the game on the normal difficulty. I got stuck several times, but it was nothing I couldn't handle after I rethought my deck. This makes Siralim CCG into a decently challenging game that at the same time is not too challenging for your average player. After I finished the game, I unlocked the same game all over again on the hard difficulty together with an endless mode. There's replayability available in here. It took me 5 hours to get through the full game on normal. There is a local versus mode. Both players can use the same save file if they wish for equal competitive ground as well. Cons. Game options are very basic. You can change the volume of sound music and take it out of full screen. You also can't really back out of a match when you have started it. You have to wait to lose it if you did something wrong and want to change your deck. You can't just surrender. And when you lock into a world to go through, you can't just suddenly decide that you want to try a different world instead. You're locked into it until you win. A single playthrough consists of going through 5 different tiers of worlds, each tier having 3 worlds, and each world having 6 levels. The game does have a variety in music, but music only changes roughly when you reach a new tier, meaning that for approximately an hour at a time you'll be listening to the same music over and over on a loop. This gets pretty stale after a while. Your enemies are very one-dimensional. One will complain about being tired, another one will be incredibly angry, the third one will complain about having to play a card game against you instead of being able to beat you in a real battle. The writing and the story in this game is absolutely the most bare bones. Overall, Trial of the Gods Siralim CCG retails at £10.20. It's on sale for half the price right now, and I think that it's definitely worth it. Siralim CCG doesn't have the greatest story, visuals, or sound, but one thing that it does do well is gameplay. So well, in fact, that so far it has kept me entertained for 5 hours, and I'm planning to go for round 2 with the hard mode that I have unlocked.